All right, kids. Next one we're gonna do is the vertebrae. This is Roman numeral 3 on your sheet. So let's talk about this one first. So we're gonna go from left to right. All right. This vertebrae here, first of all, I know this is cervical. So there's 3 segments. There's 7 cervical, there's 12 thoracic, and there's 5 lumbar. All the cervical are going to have these holes on the side, which are called your transverse foramen. So you're going to categorize that right away and know that's a cervical. Now this one, if we're going to look into comparison to this, it's a little bit different. It's got, if I turn these around, it's got this. This has a little spinous process. This does not. This one's a little flatter. It doesn't have the body. You can see the body right here. This one doesn't have it. So this one is a special one. This is what we call C1. So your cervical one. And it's got a special name. It's called Atlas. It's given the name Atlas because it carries the skull, kind of like the mythological feature carries the world on its shoulders. This carries your skull. So kind of looking at some prominent features on this one, you have these two. And the thing with the vertebrae, a lot of these words are going to be repeated throughout the vertebrae. So if you know spinous process on one, then you know them on all 3 of the types. So C1 is this. All right. Some features here. You've got these flat surfaces. If you remember from the skull, these flat surfaces are going to articulate with the occipital condyles. This surface and this surface is called your superior. The whole thing is going to call your superior articulating process. So the whole thing is their superior articulating process, but the smooth part that you see right here and here, that's called your superior articulating facet. So the whole thing is the process, the smooth part is the facet. Also on here that you want to see is the your transverse foramen. All right, right here and right here. All right, that's where a major blood vessel is going to go through. The thing on the side, this whole thing right here that I'm going around, that's called your transverse process. Okay, the hole in the middle is going to be your vertebral foramen, where the vertebrae goes. Okay, so that's C1. This is C2. So this is the only one that's going to have this little process coming out. That's called your dens. Let me just look at your sheet. I think I put it as dens. Yep, I put that as dens. In other books, it's called the odontoid process, but in your book, it's going to be the dens. Again, on the side, you've got your your transverse foramen. Okay, this whole thing is your transverse process, and then the whole is transverse foramen. You've got the 2 things here: superior articulating process. The smooth part is the facet. As I put the hole here, vertebral foramen. The back part, if you look at the back part, the very end, the little tail here, that's called your spinous process. All right. These 2 sides right here that lead to the spinous process is called your lamina. Okay, and that's going to be right there. Okay, so this is C2, given the special name axis. All right, so C1 is your atlas, C2 is your axis, and they sit just like this. And then your skull, this articulates with the occipital condyle and goes like this. And the purpose of the dens is so your body could rotate left to right.